You may be seated. Well, before us to give an address, let me read something about Elout. In 1980, she was the first elected female municipal councilor of Calamba and the youngest municipal councilor. She was the president of Kabataang Barangay. She was also the president of JC's International. She is married to lovely, I was looking for him, Art, and with two boys, Jay and John. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our president, Ms. Nivalga.
Karandang na po, matagal na po. Ilan taon na that? 25 years. Oh, kinalimutan. Distinguished guest of honor, Maria Teresa Dizon de Vega, magandang gabi po. Maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak niyo sa amin. Newly inducted officers and members of the Calamba Association, congratulations! Take out your pockets and give your money! To the officers of members and members of our sister organizations, St. Matthew Filipino American Association. I want to hear the cheer from Officer Luis Ro. What's the cheer? See? Oh, wala cheer? Okay, okay. And I want to recognize also the presence of another sister organization, Pan-Atlantic Pro-Care Association, headed by the president, Dr. Jojo Lee, and her guest over there. And Sir Francis Season, I saw him coming. Oh, he didn't come? I thought I saw him coming. But he is the chapter commander of the Knights of Rizal. Dr. Ed, I saw him come in. Dr. Ed Alegria, thank you for coming. Mr. and Mrs. Demetrio Santarina, thank you also for coming. Visitors of New York. Okay, I made my own speech, however, I'm not used to reading it, especially my glass broke. So I won't be able to see it at all. So, I don't even know where it is, somewhere here. Anyway, we're 14 years, right? We're 14 years old. It's still young. However, our members are not getting any younger. Our members are in the prime of their lives. Some of our early 40s, but most of our are in the 50s. So, having reached 14 years, it wasn't easy. From day one, we had problems. Right on it, we didn't have enough chairs, we didn't have enough this, except for Doctora helping us, right? But all throughout these 14 years, we made it, we survived. And the very important thing to understand is why and how we survived. We have to understand and realize how we survived and made it to the 14 years. First of all, we survived because we were able to adapt changes. Change is such a big thing. Even the Postal Service, change is very important. It's taught every day, everybody is being made aware of. But the members and officers of the Calamba Association were willing to adapt to changes, even if there were some minor discomforts and discomfitures, we did it. And although we rolled with the punches, we went with the flow, we still tried to maintain our dignity, our integrity, and most of all, our traditions. We didn't just let it go and say, okay, let's do it because this is the thing, the in thing. No, we did it because we went with the flow. However, we still tried to maintain the traditions of our culture, of being a Calambeño. And another reason I think why we survived, why we made it this far, is because our group has always been very inclusive. And what do I mean by inclusive? We never discriminated against anybody who's not Colombiano. Our group was always willing to accept anybody, regardless of whether you're Filipino, non-Filipino, as long as you're willing to adapt the goals and aspirations of our group, of the Calamba Association. The reason I brought this topic of being inclusive is because I wanted to extol the virtues of a very good friend, a very good member of the Calamba Association. From day one, he was with us. Day one was the Calamba Fiesta at the Alonso Residence, June 1997. He was there. He was not born from Calamba. He was not even raised in Calamba. And I'm sure his parents were not even from Calamba. And I don't think his wife ever set foot in Calamba yet. But if you ask his wife, where she lives, where's she from in Calamba, she'll say, Doctora, where are you?
I'm here.
Where are you in Calamba, Doctora?
Malapit sa simbahan.
Anyway, the reason I'm bringing it because his late husband, Dr. Rudy Lim, is a true Calambeno at heart. He's not from Calamba, and so is Dr. Jojo Lim. She's not from Calamba. And Raya, ever since she was a child, she's always been with us. And I'm rambling, I know, but the reason I'm bringing it is because next year we'll be launching the Rudy C. Lim Scholarship Foundation, which is funded by Pan Atlantic ProCare and the Calamba Association. And if you want, you can do another basket for the scholarship fund. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Dr. Lim, we thank you and your family for all the support you have given Calamba Association, even if you were not born in Calamba, but I know you live behind the house of, behind the church, somewhere behind the church. But really, we do thank you and your family for your support.
Pleasure.
Last November, we just concluded successfully the Calamba Medical, Dental, Optical, Surgical Mission. As I said during the Papaza party, we have served more than 300 patients in the field of pediatrics, dentistry, optical, surgical, OB/GYN, internal medicine, and urology. We have at least 20-some doctors, at least 22 to be exact, doctors of different fields, and maybe around 50 volunteer nurses. And of course, the funds came from the last summer dance fundraising and also part of the PAPA funds. So thank you, everybody, and I hope we can keep this medical mission every year. So if we come knocking on your doors or call you on your phones, please be ready and willing to give more donations. I know it hurts, but sometimes you just have to give. I know I wrote something there, but I can't remember. I think I wrote something about us not getting any younger. It is time for us parents to campaign our children. I see the Kasupang children here. I see the Karandang children. I see the Alonso children, the Lucena children, the Mendoza children, the Lim children. What I'm saying is we have to start campaigning our children to take the leadership from us. We need younger blood. I'm not saying I'm old, I'm just getting there. But anyway, we need more, we need the younger generation to be part of us. Because we were able to maintain 14 years. But Can we maintain 25, 30 years? No. I don't think Tonette can drive anymore nor can walk anymore in the next 5 years. No, I'm just kidding. But that's below the belt. I'm sorry. What I'm saying is we're not getting any younger. 5, 10 years down the road, we cannot drive anymore. Or we might not be allowed to drive anymore. We might be willing to drive, but we're not allowed to. So what I'm saying is we need our children to take over. Or maybe there will be some new immigrants from Calamba. Or maybe we don't need anybody from Calamba. Maybe from another, as long as he's Filipino or as long as he's, even if he's non-Filipino, as long as he's willing to maintain the roots of Calamba, as long as he or she is willing to accept and embrace our goals and aspirations for the betterment of Calamba and its citizens. Am I over my 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I am over. So anyway, before I go, I love to talk. Believe me, I love to talk. That's my hope. My husband said, oh no. No, my last word before I go is I read this a week ago. It's a very short phrase. It says, and I don't know if it's a Chinese proverb or is it just an old folks saying or something, but it goes like this: if you want happiness for a day, take a nap or sleep for an hour. But if you want a lifetime of happiness, reach out and do an act of kindness. Magandang gabi po, and thank you very much.
Well done.